and welcome to a bonus episode of Free Sample of the Week. Fracture Sounds have just released their latest free blueprint library, their 16th instrument in its series of free virtual instruments, and they've released a bass guitar, which is rather amusing because last week the Crow Hill Company released a free bass guitar, same color scheme as well. These two companies aren't linked whatsoever, but we will be comparing this bass guitar with that bass guitar later on in the video. If you want to skip to that, the timestamp is at the bottom. But nevertheless, this is a really cool bass guitar. You've got multiple signals, multiple articulations, and overall it's a really good bread and butter sound. We will be throwing it into a piece as well to see how it works within that. But nevertheless, let's jump straight into it. Now, the first thing you will notice is that it requires KONTAKT Player 8. So if you've not updated yet, you will need to, because it won't work in KONTAKT Player 7. That's one of the compromises you get for having free virtual instruments, is they will be running on the latest KONTAKT player. But how does it sound? Well, absolutely gorgeous. Now, I have tweaked it ever so slightly, but let's just quickly show you the direct signal. Obviously, you won't have the drive with this one. Again, a beautiful sound, two different and distinct sounds. I love how warm it is. It's not too bassy. I don't think I have to EQ it too much, but then again, you do have tone if you want to muddy it up a bit or brighten it up. You've got compression. And you'll notice two different articulations as well. Currently one picked, there's also fingered. And moving back into amped, we'll turn the drive down ever so slightly and pull off the compression. Such a gorgeous and a beautiful sound, bread and butter. Personally, I like the picked and the direct. Just gives you that beautiful upfront and close bass guitar sound that you need for just about every track. But when we compare this to Volts, how does it compare? Well, this is the Volts free bass amp guitar. I feel this one is ever so slightly warmer, but I really don't like the fuzz. While the other has a really nice amp and you can overdrive it ever so slightly. If I just show you that, we go over to the amp and just cook it a little bit. And even just a little bit more. You get this lovely overdrive sound, but if you want something similar with Volts, well, you can't quite get it. It has this fuzz, but in all honesty, it just sounds like another layer. A lot thicker, but it feels a little separate to the sound. You do have pick as well. If we pull that off. And this beautiful sub if you really want more bass on your bass. But two definitely different, obviously, bass guitar sounds, but depending what you're going for will depend which you go for, in all honesty. But if I'm being honest, you're spoilt for choice. Both of these are Absolutely gorgeous and beautiful bass guitar sounds. Now, if we throw this one into a piece, just to give you some context of it, I'll just solo the bass guitar bit so you can hear that first, and then we'll mix everything in. I'll make sure Ozone 9 is turned off as well so you can hear it in its raw state. And now mix it in with the piece. Now note there's no processing whatsoever done on that, and it's a very early stage of a piece, but still this really does shine. I don't feel I have to EQ it. It's a beautiful, rich bread and butter sound, but how does it compare to the bass in your own DAW? Let's have a quick look at the one within Logic Pro X. Now this is just a standard bass guitar that you'd find in Logic Pro X, specifically the slap and pop. Notice you've got 3 different playing styles as well, and if I just quickly demo the sound for you. Now, personally, I prefer the authenticity and just the realism that comes with the Volts amp bass and Fracture Sounds' bass guitar. In all honesty, if I had to pick a favorite, it'd be the direct signal from Fracture Sounds' Blueprint bass guitar. But nevertheless, the Volts one has a beautiful warmth and sonic feel to it. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments. But we're definitely spoiled for choice. You've got your own in your DAW. Don't forget to check that out as well and compare it, because you might prefer it. I think we underrate the free samples that we get within our DAWs. But nevertheless, great addition, great freebie, and one I'm definitely going to be throwing into some pieces. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.